you know, blah, 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 blah. Because I'm just yakking when I should be sawing. So let's saw these guys up. Yeah, exactly. Well, in case you're wondering what we're sawing rainbow poplar or mineralized poplar. And this is a big one here. It's probably, that's a good 36. A whopper. Yeah, that's a big one. Boom. Bigger they are, the harder they fall. Remember my scooch? We're gonna have to scooch this one over. Get a bite on it. There we go. We're good here. We're just gonna saw this one up. It's as high as the head's gonna go. Let's get a little perspective. Hey y'all. Big log. No problem. I'm gonna adjust my toe boards up a little bit. I'm gonna put the clamp in. I'm gonna scooch the log over a little bit. Everything looks good. Well, we got to take a few of these off first. I typically like taking them off. The faces that are horizontal or that are parallel to the fifth check on poplar. I have better luck doing that. I don't do that with every log, but the poplar, you know, every log is different, or every species is different too. I'm going to take 3 off on this side, try to roll them off without hitting the camera. It's hard to roll when you have a log with all the bark falling off. See what we got here. A little too shallow. Dang, I'm going to have to make another cut. That ain't going to do it. That looks better. I'm going to pull those guys back. Pretty wide here. Couldn't do it if I hadn't scooched. You remember that video I did the other day about how to scooch a log? This is what I'm talking about. Guy's about 36, 37 inches. Got my blade guide set out about as wide as I can go. Oh, a little too fast. Take one more. We'll edge those. Get them out of the way here shortly. I could use these as live edge slabs, 1-inch charcuterie boards, but the problem with that is its bark on this log is so degraded. Nobody wants to buy rotten charcuterie boards. Wow, I didn't think that was going to work, that big old wad of bark there. Go gentle down, out of the way. All right, that's cool. Where I can see. Now we're going to roll this guy up like that. I'm going to raise my toe board a little bit. Right there. Still got a lot of taper on this, but I need to go up a little bit more on that toe board. Probably better. Take another one. We're going to take this guy. Now these are vertical, or I should say, so these boards are perpendicular to the fifth track. So typically in poplar, I like to take my first open faces horizontal to the fifth track, get those flitches off. And after that, I like to come down. I like to rotate and go perpendicular to the fifth track. I seem to get better boards that way. I'm going to take 3 right here. They're laying flat like I had hoped. Actually, I might take another one here. One more, maybe. Yeah, I think I will. We're going to take them off. Do a full rotate. And go into pattern mode. Try that one. Looks about right. So I'm going to take a few more here. Basically what I'm doing is I'm going down far enough to get the pith centered in this space. You kind of want your boards off balance, if at all possible. Balance as in there's that the center of the log or the pith or the core, juvenile core, is actually in the center of the board. So you kind of whittle off one side, flip it over, whittle off the other side, try to get everything centered up. The boards and the customers will thank you. So now I'm at 12.5 inches. That's all I'm gonna do here. I'm pretty much centered up. Get these off of here. Kind of getting a traffic jam over here. That's okay. I'm gonna get these guys here. I gotta clear all that mess out. One more on this one. Dang, I'm stacking up a mess. All right. That's a wad of wood. Gently gonna spin it over. Yuck. Poplar. It gets slimy. So I'm doing what I really don't like to do when I'm sawing. Get them out of there. There we go. When you stop, you're wasting time. And I love wasting time. That's why I do these videos. I'm kidding. I'm glad y'all watch them. All right. Let's get a different angle. Y'all can see what I'm seeing. I mean, first I'm assuming you can see this train wreck of boards I got right here, but again, it comes back down to I really don't want to stop. I don't like to stop in the middle of a log, so I'm going to have to. And here's what I've developed so far. So this is balanced between here and here. It's pretty much equal from here to there now. So I got to take some boards down to get it centered back up. This is about 12.5 inches. If nothing else, realize that I try to always cut either perpendicular or parallel to the stress crack or the major log stress crack. If that was at an angle, that causes the boards to twist. If it's going this way, typically that means the stress is going that way and that way. I mean, that's why it's opening up right there, and that means there'll be less stress in this direction, These boards seem to be pretty relaxed, so I feel pretty confident that I'm going to just keep coming down to here, and then I will try to come back and get those guys and, you know, blah 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 blah, because I'm just yakking when I should be sawing. So let's saw these guys up. Well, in case you're wondering what we're sawing rainbow poplar or mineralized poplar. For some reason, they say it's due to mineralization in the soil, that every now and then a poplar log will pick up the color of the minerals and bring it up into the log, and it makes incredible lumber. Some people call it rainbow poplar, some people call it mineralized poplar. I call it pretty. Martha calls it money, because that's what it looks like. So I know a lot of people have issues with sawdust. You guys have heard me say it a bunch of times that at most what you see me doing right there is all you should have to do to get your sawdust off the board, because it should be almost like a dry texture or like cornmeal. You should never have to scrape your sawdust. If you do, that means you've got a problem. And I mean, look how gorgeous this is. Wow, there's a little sawdust on it. That's all I got to do. Give it a little flip. Get it on there. It's heavy. Get it up on here and flip her over. And there we go. This is sawdust from the table. It's not from the board. Isn't that pretty? Yes, it is pretty. Let's get back to sawing. We got just a few more cuts to make here and we're done. I can say those guys are going to the edger, so I'm not real worried about them. Main thing is we got to get these guys done. That looks pretty good. It ought to come into view here in a second. I can only play with the camera so many times. I'm assuming you can hear that sound of that blade humming. Love that sound. Do one more on this. Pull these back. And rotate this guy up. Take a couple cuts here. I want to go down to the tip of the pitch track. So I need another board. One more should do it on this side. Pull these back. Kind of rotate 180. Gonna rotate that side thing down. Change my camera view again. Cut this guy up. Sawing nice and flat. My favorite part of the log when I get down to these little bitty camps. But you got to make sure your clamp's going to hold. Seeing a little bit of a log shift down there. I'm going to take one more. A lot of load being put on these boards. I'm going to drop my backstop a little bit more. Take another tighten up on the clamp. Get these last two. We're done. Do the clamp, 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 drop the head, bring it back. Like that.
Anyway, folks, this is how you know you've had fun sawing up a log. You got multiple piles of stuff right here, here. I mean, look how pretty this is. I mean, this is rainbow poplar. This builds beautiful tables. Normally we try to go with 0 knot, 0 defect, but with this kind of wood, we're going for beauty. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed these videos. I didn't have a whole lot of things to teach. I was just trying to get these done. But either way, I thought you might just like to see an old man in a sawmill cutting up some logs in his native habitat. We will see y'all next week, and have a good one. Bye. Thanks for visiting our sawmill. Click on the links above to see more of our videos.